Greetings validators and welcome to this video guide about multi-key nodes. I'm Raul and I represent the developer relations team from MultiversX, and together we will dive into what multi-key node means to staking providers on MultiversX and also give you an overview of the main features. So we will dive into what is multi-key. We'll make a short comparison between multi-key and single key setups, see the requirements, the economics and backup, what keys as nodes means, and of course, we will dive into a short guide on how to migrate from a single key setup to a multi-key setup. Let's go. What is multi-key? Multi-key introduces a novel approach to running validator node machines and connecting with their respective keys. This helps us reduce node network traffic, and it introduces a way of having all nodes in all shards. We will see more about that. Of course, this setup also reduces infrastructure costs drastically, I would say, and increases the backups options. It's a good improvement we've made here, so let's dive right into. What is multi-key compared to single key nodes? The multi-key setup basically allows you to run 4 machines with up to 50 nodes in them. When I say 4 machines, it's physical machines that you run your validator node on. So basically, we need 4 machines because we will put 1 machine per shard, so 0, 1, and 2, plus the meta chain, which gives us 4 machines. This also allows us to have no sync traffic for node shard hopping. Basically, with a single key, you would your node would move from shard to shard, it needs to sync the state with that shard. So it would cause some traffic, it will take some time, it will consume some resources. Of course, at the same time, there is improved economics and backup, and we will dive more into that a little bit later. So when we look at a single key setup from before, most of the staking providers, I'm sure, are familiar with this. You would run 1 machine per node. What does that mean? Basically, you have a physical machine or a server, and it can run only 1 node. So if you have 10 nodes, you would need 10 machines. Of course, as I said before, this increases the traffic for nodes that move between shards. And of course, at the same time, increases the cost for nodes and backup. With a single key, if you have 10 nodes and you want backup for each of these nodes, you need 10 more machines. And what happens with a multi-key setup is that you only need 4 nodes, and you will also need 4 nodes for backup if you want to use this setup, which we recommend. What are the requirements for these multi-key nodes? Actually, the requirements haven't changed from the single key nodes, which is good. So you need the same amount of resources to run a multi-key node, which is 4 dedicated CPUs, 8 gigs of RAM, and 200 gigs of SSD. A pretty good internet connection, I would say 100 megabits, and with around 4 terabytes traffic per month to be safe. And the OS, as usual, we recommend Ubuntu or Mac OS. And as I mentioned before, the minimum amount of nodes to run multi-key would be 4. It wouldn't make sense to have less than 4 and run multi-key unless you are willing to pay the extra cost for the infrastructure. Because if as a staking provider, I would have, let's say, 2 nodes. If I run a multi-key, I still need to install 1 physical machine per each shard. So this would give me 4 machines for 2 nodes only. I mean, it's possible, but it doesn't make sense from an economical standpoint if you think about it. And we also introduced a hard cap for new staking providers that is 50 nodes. On the redundancy side, as I said before, if you have 4 or more nodes, or let's say if you have 50 nodes, you still need only 4 backup machines. 1 per shard. So these backup nodes are always on, and they have this hot swap, similar to hot swap sort of features. Okay, let's see about the economics and backup of multi-key. The main idea here with the multi-key is the decreased maintenance cost for staking providers. So as I said before, it makes sense for staking providers that have 4 or more nodes, and I'm trying to give you here a bit of an overview that makes sense and involves some costs. I made top 5 top VPS providers, and for the hardware requirements I mentioned before, the average cost for one machine would be $35. So if we take a bit of a economical calculation here. If we would have a single key staking provider with 10 nodes, they would need 10 of these machines. This will take us roughly to $350 per month. But if we have multi-key with 10 nodes, we need 4 nodes, one in each shard in production, which is around $140. And of course, both of these examples are without backup. So 10 nodes on single key without backup would cost $350 per month. If you want backup, you need 10 more nodes, which will take you to roughly 700, right? But with multi-key, you have 4 nodes in each shard with, let's say, a staking provider that runs 10 nodes. And of course, you would definitely go for the backup, which we always recommend, and you would need 4 more in each shard as backup. So in total, it will be $280 for the production nodes and the backup, compared to roughly 700 with single key. So we have more nodes, but the costs remain the same. We can also make another example here, just to be very clear. To estimate the cost for running 50 nodes is the same as running 4 nodes and 4 in backup. It's $280. That's quite competitive, I would say, compared to 50 nodes with 50 backups in single key, which would be 3,500, excuse me. So I think this is a pretty straightforward improvement. Let's see about keys as nodes. I've talked a bit since the start about machines and nodes. So in order to make a difference now in multi-key between machines and nodes, this is very important. A machine is basically a node which you install. So this is the VPS you need. This is one physical machine. Of course, they are virtual, most of them, but maybe some staking providers have data centers in their basements. Who knows? But basically, one of these installed nodes in each shard can keep a record of all the validator nodes you as a staking provider may have in the form of BLS keys. This BLS key, in a way, is a unique identifier for each node you can and are running as a staking provider on MultiversX. So with multi-key nodes, this is very easy to do. You just have to concatenate all the validator keys that from all your nodes into this new file, which is called all validator keys. And then each node in each shard, which is 4, will contain this file. This enables the multi-key setup to go through no matter how many nodes you have as a staking provider, but still use only 4 machines and 1 in each shard, as I mentioned before. This is very important to understand. Let's continue with single key to multi-key. This is a brief overview, I would say, of the upgrade process. I will create a video with a hands-on on how to do this, hopefully later this week, to share with the validator community. Let's go over this upgrade process a little bit. So first of all, very important is that you will need to concatenate all your validator key.pem files from all your single key nodes into one file, which will be called all validator keys.pem, right? This and then you will start to do the process. Basically, you will create a backup multi-key group and configure it as backup. This means 4 nodes. There is a parameter there to configure, which is 1, which means redundancy. Then you would add the all validator keys .pem file to all the nodes forming this backup group. Then this group will be synced. The backup group will be synced with the blockchain. The next step will be to switch off any single key backup nodes if you had any. This depends on your setup, but it's an important step. After that, you will have to create and sync another main multi-key group and configure it as main. This means it will have the parameter 0 in its configuration, which translates to main instance. So after that, the main multi-key group has synced. You have to copy the all validator keys files to all its nodes. After that, you will have to switch off the main single key nodes and restart the main multi-key group nodes, which will load the all validator keys file and synchronize all your nodes. It looks very simple. It's not actually that difficult, even when you think about the technical parts, and that's why I will create a new video with a hands-on where we will go through this migration, let's call it, from single key to multi-key, and this will really help all the staking providers to better understand and start migrating. As I said, it will be coming soon, and I think and I hope that I can have the time to do it this week. This is a wrap. It's a short video, but it's important for all the staking providers, both established and new, to understand what it means and how it improves the network traffic, decrease maintenance costs, and how easy it is to convert from single key to multi-key for already established staking providers. Of course, I want to say again that this setup makes sense for staking providers with 4 or more nodes. There's a hard cap at 50. So this is the conclusion of this video. I wish you happy staking as always, and you can contact us on Telegram with questions and suggestions, and also on our Discord. Have a great day.